this story is really real or fake, but in the event it is real, that's not the place to be racist. Jamaica's not the place to be racist. The gay people can't even freely live there, let alone a racist. Jamaica ain't some little island in Australia, okay? Out of all the nations, that's the most proudest of their culture. Me, myself, as a Jamaican, Jamaica is the most proudest type of people. Very prideful and humble. And for you to go there and be racist is like, you serious? And I can see a Jamaican now. What? Me can't get in? Me go burn your blood clot. Fire for that. Catch me by the beach, boy. Jamaica is not even the place to be gay, let alone racist. So whether this story is true or not, let it be a lesson learned that is not the place to be.
So I see a video circulating that they burn a hotel in Jamaica to the ground because it only gives white and Chinese people access to the hotel, and a lot of Jamaicans are coming out and they're rejoicing about it. But my question to you is, why is it that Jamaicans are allowing this to happen in the first place? If this quote-unquote hotel was burnt to the ground because it not access uno to uno own stuff what uno have because of the ban in the country, why is it that this is happening? You understand me? Sometimes we as the poorer class are to be blamed because if we were standing up and uniting another country, another people from other country, all that, me see some things that want, how come all of these people from all over the world are come take over Jamaica, and the poorer class people, the people that should have access to everything in Jamaica, just sit back and we wait until things get bad, till we have to burn and we have to demonstrate and we say, it shouldn't be this way in the first place. Who is to be blamed? Because even if we say, all right, the Prime Minister, but how we are voting in? We are the one voting them in. Who are we voting in? Why are we voting in him? And why are we keeping them in? You understand me? So we not touch and a burn hotel. We don't say nothing yet. If we don't start, stand up for the right, do the right thing, and don't access other people from other country for coming our country and do whatever, however they want to do it. I understand Jamaica.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing great wherever you are watching us from. So this story has people talking. A controversy out of Jamaica is fueling another heated debate about discrimination, foreign-owned businesses, and economic power. Social media is filled with strong opinions, emotional reaction, and accusation that some businesses have mistreated local Jamaicans. Now, many people are asking a much bigger question. Are these isolated incidents, or do they reflect a broader problem that community have been complaining about for years? Let's dive straight into the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and share the video to help the channel out. I'll be back with my commentaries.
The Chinese pretty much own Jamaica. I mean, the Jamaican government is giving them concessions, land concessions. They're building hotels, beach resorts. They're building 2 schools for the Japanese, for the Jamaicans. And what the Jamaicans have to give them in turn is the right to certain lands, the right to certain waterways. And if it doesn't stop, Jamaica, ironically, the land of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley, will be the first Chinese colony in the Caribbean.
Wow.
It's getting bad. And you know why it's happening? Because the black bourgeoisie leadership in both Africa and the Caribbean, they don't have to live with the consequences of the economic decisions they make. So if I'm the president of Jamaica, okay, and China says, listen, we're going to give you $1 million in retirement. We're going to build you a retirement home, but we want this, this, and this. And you can loan as much money as you want. You can borrow as much money from the Bank of China as you want. I'm going to be set by the time I leave office. But what about my nation? Jamaica will be struggling for the next 50 and 75 years because of bad economic decisions from selfish leaders today. And that's the problem in Africa, and it's the problem in...
We want to talk about this because this is the kind of ridiculous thing them ever say against Chinese people anyway them day. And I'm not true. Me read this one time in a somebody paper. Them say within 10 to 20 years of Chinese people come to Jamaica, over 10,000 half Chinese, half black picnic did there at Jamaica. 10,000 within 10 years. So you tell me, say, somebody will separate themselves from the population, get for somehow have 10,000 half Chinese, half black picnic. Separate themselves. You realize, say, Chinese people are some of the first people who make business we cater to black people. Business never cater to black people them time there. You see all of the so-called Jamaican people who are not Chinese, the white people, the brown people, them never have no whole heap of business that cater to black people. Them did separate. Them never do nothing for black people. Chinese are the first people in the Jamaica who make a business we cater to all the black people in all the island. But we separate ourselves, them say. Think about this next thing. Chinese people come to Jamaica, them barely know English. Them have a culture we completely different than Jamaican culture. You see, the world where we live in now, the world where we live in now, I want American world. Everybody have American culture. Everybody wear American clothes. Everybody know little English. Everybody do American music. So everybody in the world you have little bit in common. You see, now the world where Chinese Jamaican come, Chinese never have nothing in common with black people, with white people, with brown people. For them culture, you couldn't even understand how different it did be. And then come out one country where people hate them. Because the British were hate Chinese people from them time there. And them never like them none tall, and them start spread all kind of rumor about them. Say them nyam anything, and them nyam dog, and them nyam cat, and them nyam pig, them nyam anything, them dirty, and them spread all that disease them. And the British people them start all them thing there. So them come to one place where them different. Them come to one place where them never know the language. Them come to one place where nobody never really liked them and them couldn't understand them. So you could have understand, say, them would have different. And you see, Jamaican people, we go all around the world and we have community. And you know what people say? Oh, you don't want to separate yourself. But we not have that stereotype of following. But yet somehow Chinese people have this stereotype, and we feel like, say, we have to blame Chinese people, say them separate themselves. When we tell you say already, within 10 years, 10,000 half black, half Chinese picnic the day in the island. So how separate you can be when you have all them things there? And you still a cater to the black community. That's why I say when people say them thing about Chinese people, a stereotype, a racism. I mean, not care if our Chinese people say it, because sometimes we can take on the same racism and stereotype with them fling against we and take it on.
Jamaica would open my eyes to most of this shit anyways. As an adopted girl, I don't ever get told I look like anybody here. Something I always missed out on as a kid was like, you know, people growing up and then other people saying like, oh, you look like your mom, you look like your sister. Unless it was racist, no one was saying I look like my family. I have one adopted sister, but we don't look the same. Like, we're Asian, and people who say we look the same were literally racist. What blew my mind was when I went to Jamaica. And all the people there, like, I'm sitting with people in taxis, I'm sitting with taxi drivers, I'm sitting with Rastas. And they're saying, you look like my auntie, you look like my niece, you look like my cousin. Like, people don't get that the Chinese were crushed repeatedly by Western powers. We had to go around finding indentured work. So another part of that narrative of that, you know, the Chinese, I'm not talking about all East Asians, okay? Because the Japanese and Korean people and how they disperse throughout the world is a completely different story than the Chinese. I'm talking about the Chinese. But the way that the Chinese people disperse is not because the Chinese are colonizers, but because they were getting colonized. That's why we ended up in similar places as Jamaica. Both the Chinese and Africans were brought to Jamaica. The Chinese not as in as great of numbers, and also not as, I don't know if they were exactly slaves or indentured servants, like if they were getting paid for it, I don't know. But that evolved to the Chinese in Jamaica opening their own grocery stores because they didn't want to work the fields anymore. Again, this ties back into the US making us into a sweatshop. We had an excess of cheap goods that we weren't going to get paid for selling to corporations, especially Western corporations. So the Chinese took those goods and sold them to neighborhoods that the West would either not sell to or price them out of selling to. You know what I'm saying? Like, the West thrives on keeping people poor, whereas China thrives on keeping people prosperous. And this is where I think really people get it wrong about our history. Because yeah, China is big, but it's had its own independence for less than 100 years, I believe. And during that, it's opium wars, British occupation, the West actively turning all of China into a sweatshop. And the places we ended up hating us too, you know? Trump keeps running his mouth on how he wants us out of Jamaica. But I've seen like every car that they drive there is Chinese. All of their technology in Jamaica, it actually literally has Chinese characters on it. We had very specifically the Chinese Exclusion Act, like, you know, yeah, I don't know, you just start to recognize habits. Patterns. US keeps making us poor, making it so we can only go to poor places, pushing us in, you know, and then when these poor places start to develop and start to get stronger and start to, you know, move forward, the US suddenly wants the Chinese out, huh? That's not to mention Jamaica and China are basically the same distance from the equator, so they have essentially the same vegetation as, like, I'd say southern China, which is where I'm from. And that's also where all of the migrants, the Chinese migrants came from that are in Jamaica. They're mostly southern Chinese. But yeah, people really have to look into how deep our history goes together and like maybe why we're being put against each other right now. It's not the first time this has happened either. Both of our communities are too smart and too numerous to deal with that type of manipulation anymore. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
I have a bone to pick with you. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history? Why so much dunce people in my comment section? Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect. The Jamaican accent, like everything associated with modern Jamaican heritage, is in fact the byproduct of the cultural melting pot that our motto embraces. In fact, in terms of cadence, it's most similar to an Irish accent.
I've been shook enough now, to be honest, since the racing a bit tired now and the legs are like jelly, but yeah, I suppose we did a bit of celebrating and did the podium thing and got to put on the podium pants as well.
You see, as early as 1656, Oliver Cromwell ordered 2,000 Irish children to be taken to Jamaica and sold to English settlers. The extent of Irish immigration to Jamaica was so prolific in the centuries to follow that 25% of Jamaican citizens can claim Irish ancestry. And this includes Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey. So if you never know, now you know. Again, out of many, one people. Number one, Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number two, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's, and this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay, you're welcome. We put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country which you can't.
A video going around of what appears to be a Chinese Jamaican woman really coming for black African people from Jamaica, particularly those of us who live a foreign, in relation to issues of blackness, Africanness, and the possession of a passport or lack thereof. People are sending me this video and I ask me what I have to say about it. And the reality is, I have nothing to say to she. Any non-African person from Jamaica or anywhere else in the world that has a problem with Africans from Jamaica, yard or foreign, asserting our Africanness and our blackness, that a feeding problem. This is not something that we should feel the need to justify, apologize for, or even explain, especially when you consider the colonial and neo-colonial experience of African Jamaicans and how that results in the migration of African Jamaicans, as well as the extent to which the colonizer attempted to sever us from a sense of heritage and a sense of culture. That alone tell you everything what you need to know about the mentality of the smaddy will make that the video there. So when I have nothing more to say about that except to affirm the teachings of Marcus Mosiah Garvey when Africans of his time were being challenged in relation to our affirmation and assertion of racial and cultural pride. Let contrary sentiments and cross opinions go to the winds. We are entitled to our own opinions and not obligated or bound by the opinions of others. Awo. Having said that, I was listening to Running African, hosted by Sister Kabo Ma'at Keru Wadeya, and she featured a story on some events and conversations that were taking place in Jamaica on this issue. Take a listen.
You notice that there's a big conversation going on here in Jamaica right now about Mark Golding and whether or not he's black or white. And you heard a response where, we have all kinds of people, because out of the motto is out of many one. So this is what we're hearing now, right? That, we have Chinese Jamaican, we have Indian Jamaican, and so on. And the person who was speaking, I think it might have been Mr. Morgan himself, called out every other race Jamaican apart from African Jamaican. That in itself was telling.
So it does seem, yes, that the African Jamaicans' assertion and affirmation of our Africanness does seem to make some people very, very uncomfortable. And we should be aware of this and what agenda it serves. But beyond that, make we assert our Africanness and our blackness without fear or favor. And not make nobody make you feel shame or make you feel like you do them something wrong when you assert your blackness and your Africanness. Our heritage and our culture cannot be bound by a passport and cannot be dictated to us by anybody other than ourselves if we are guided by the principle of self-determination.
I'm so tired of this narrative. It is simply not true. And I don't know where it started. I don't know who is trying to create this propaganda that Africans don't accept us in the diaspora. It is not true. A great majority of them love us and embrace us and want us to come over there and connect with them. Sure, you have a few that may be saying, don't come over here. But I mean, it's one and two, and most of them are just not in their right minds. Just like you have piece of shit Jamaicans, but I'm not going around and saying, Jamaica is hell because you have a few people who aren't very nice. Check the comment section of the last video that I posted. It is full of comments from the continent, all over the continent. Even on Instagram, I have 50,000 followers on Instagram. About 90% of them are Africans. Africans love us, especially Jamaicans. Okay, maybe they don't like black Americans so much, right? And you can understand, I love my black American brothers and sisters, but y'all are hard to deal with sometimes, especially when you come to other places where other African people are. You come with your entitlement, you come with your attitude, you come with your complaining. Like, it's very difficult to deal with y'all because you're American, and that's just the truth. But we love in the same way, but it's just hard to deal with. But Africans love Jamaicans. They love Jamaicans. Ghana, they act just like us. They actually act like us. That's how much they love us. Come on. And the rest of Ethiopia.
You're Jamaican, right?
Oh God, here we go. I know you're trying to take it.
There's ignorant Jamaicans. Huh?
I just want to repeat the question. Are you Jamaican?
Brethren,
Brethren and sisters, I always hear people talk about some stuff of Jamaica. And it's the first time I'm experiencing it. You know, last Sunday, I was home. This was my daughter's birthday. And I said, all right, I don't want to a surprise thing for her. Never planned anything to do it before. It just says Saturday night, I come up with it. I'm saying, all right, let me do something. You know, I'm going to like, got me up and a couple of the place, some close up. I say 2 stores open. Let me take a stop at 2 Chinese owner, right? Then I'm going to waste my time, pick up groceries, pick up some liquor. Just when we reach at the cashier, these people are telling us that them don't take card. So I don't know how Jamaican government allow these people to come here, come to them country, do business, all cash. What the benefit? What the benefit of the country? So why are they here doing business if they can't take card for the government to get a percentage of whatever happen in their business? This is crazy. And then I went to like 3 different stores. Yesterday I was coming back home. I went to 3 different stores looking some Real Vibes, whatever her name, Real Vibes. Those little bottles my daughter asked me to carry a couple of bottles for her. Nobody take card. None of these Chinese stores take cards. So what's going on? I would like the government to investigate all this. So where these people going with their money? Where they doing with all this money? Why they only need Jamaican cash? This is crazy and ridiculous, man. Somebody have to look into this. Why all these Chinese have so many business and don't take card? My card is an overseas card. So it's not like a scam card or anything like that. It's crazy, brother. It's crazy, man. Jamaican government need to do something about this. It can't be keep on working like this. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. How can you do $1 million business, over $1 million business and don't take card? Huh? It's ridiculous.
You ask for me? Hi, sweetie. Hi, 可以吗
Hello，
哥们儿，
哥们儿挺黑呀。
你就不应该那么说，你知道吗？
啊？
你说的一点都不礼貌，你知道吗？
代表你的肤色，他并没有歧视你。
没有，
黑呀，
你不应该那么说，这个不是特别的去尊敬人，你知道吗？
他并不是歧视。
没有，我知道，没事儿，别讲了。
不好意思。
没事儿。
可能理解不了这个意思。
我能理解你的意思，没事。
那你要吃什么？
啊，我都定了。
定完了。
每个民族都是有每个民族的肤色。
然后大哥长得挺。
买哪个来？对，要那个15的。哎，好嘞。长冷面来天3。不过去了，姐姐。哎，好的，要一点点辣椒。
This guy is trying to kill my mood, you know. He's just trying to kill my vibe. I don't like racist people at all, you know. I don't like people who are being racist. He's just trying to deny that he wasn't trying to be racist just now, but I could hear him really clearly that he was trying to be racist to me. I know. You can see them.
Where are the Chinese them that own stores in Jamaica? That me not see no Chinese in Jamaica giving back nothing to the Jamaican people, you know. But every time we as Jamaican people want any farmer product for use in our life, in our homes, at the Chinese store that we go to buy them. And as the storm pass, the Chinese store them are the first stores them to open up back. But we see different entities from outside and other countries and other people helping Jamaica and giving back. But me not see none of the Chinese then giving back nothing to the people that was supporting them, you know, and make them have millions of dollars in them pocket, you know. So where are the Chinese them? But think the Jamaican people need to hold the Chinese them in a Jamaica accountable. Cause the Chinese they just a suck away from the Jamaican people like goat kid and cow calf, you know. And newborn. Eh? Where are the Chinese them for your help and donate back to the Jamaican people?
So my day are pre-local one vibes, right? As black people, as Jamaicans specifically. Brother, you know how far in our life we have the potential to be and for go if we work together. I don't know if Jamaica, the immediately, as me say, if we work together, 99% of us that think bad mind, thief, grudgeful, when you start think the absolute worst. And everybody have a story, whether directly related to, or indirectly to where it's like, oh, you know what happened to one of my cousin, or one of my friend them, or one of my Ray, is somebody that tried to do something, try to level up in a certain way, and they got robbed. Right? Whether them get robbed from them own a family, from them own a friend them, from them own a people, where them supposed to trust. You get me I say? And it makes you think on a bigger level, like, if me can't do this with my family or my friend them, then who me I gonna do it with? You get me I say? And a lot of times, the answer is strangers. You get me I say? Strangers, when they come up, you see, lot of these things, brother, you don't talk about no look pure business. You talk about big business where you put on paper and say, sign right here, so. You are to do this, and me I go do this. And when this come, we split it this way, and everything is in paper. That means if things don't go how it's supposed to go, lawyers get involved, and you might just end up bankrupt for the rest of your life. You see what I say? That's because that has structure to it. You see what I say? That's how it works with strangers. But you see with the friend thing, brother, me look upon it and me and say, boy, me use my family for example. Everybody in my family can cook. 99.3% of my family can cook. The people who cannot cook, they never had to cook because the people around them are cook, so them not for cook. Yo, you see if them put them money together, or we put our money together and say, all right, I go open one of the baddest restaurant them. Let's cater to tourists. You see what I say? See, if you don't want local money, let's cater to tourists. We could have some high, we have enough family members, somebody can be the driver. Go drop off food, run that out, luxury eats. And we can make so much money because we have a common goal and everybody a push. You don't just have one person a burnout, you have another 2 person, you have 5, 6, 7 people. We have the common goal of like, you see right now, we not have to put money in our pocket, we have to put it back into the business, and then in about 3 year, 4 year time, we're up. We can't put any amount of money in our pocket because we're already established and we're already, you see me I say? But that mindset there, brother, like me say, I know as soon as me say business, the moment I say that, I say blur, nah, dog, thief, robber, scammer, you see me? But just think about it, bro. I feel like we strive more, or we think we're striving, from saying, I did this first. I'm the CEO of this. I did this business all by myself. Me used to make shirt, and some I night them to blur it now, to my burn out, I'm tired. I mean, I said, boy, you know, so me have all 2, 3 people, but I could go so boom, boom, and rotate, and you know what I mean? Brother, you know much? Right now, we have the biggest printing service in Orlando, Florida. You see me I say? But I don't know. You have to, if finding like-minded people is not as easy as we put it. But let me know on the thoughts.
Welcome back, guys. The first thing that stood out to me wasn't even the alleged incident itself. It was how many Jamaicans online immediately started sharing stories of feeling disrespected or excluded by certain businesses. Whether every claim is true or not, the fact that so many people have similar frustration tells you there is a trust problem that shouldn't simply be ignored. People are saying this isn't just about one business. They believe it's about years of economic frustration. For decades, foreign investment has transformed parts of Jamaica. Supporters say those investments created jobs, built infrastructure, and strengthening the economy. Critics urge that too much economic power has become concentrated in the hands of outsiders, while many ordinary Jamaicans still struggle. That's the real conversation many people are having. And whenever people feel they are being left out in their own country, emotions run high. One of the biggest complaints discussed in the video is the perception that some businesses profit from black communities while failing to build meaningful relationship with those same communities. Whether in Jamaica, Africa, or United States, many people urge that businesses should respect the communities that keep them alive because customers have choices. Nobody is entitled to anyone's money. Respect matters. Customer service matters. Treating people fairly matters. Another point raised in the discussion is that when communities believe they are being discriminated against, they often respond with their wallets. History has shown that consumer boycott can become a powerful form of protest. People don't have to spend their money where they don't feel welcomed. That's true regardless of who owns the business. At the same time, it's not important to assume every business owner behave the same way. One person's action shouldn't automatically define an entire community. If there are allegations of discrimination, they deserve investigation based on the facts, not assumption. Real accountability depends on evidence. Social media can spread information quickly, but it can also spread rumors just as fast. Still, one thing is undeniable. Their conversation revealed that many people feel unheard, and when those frustrations build over years, they eventually spill into the public. Whether you agree with every claim or not, businesses everywhere can learn something from this. Treat people with dignity. Respect your customers. Respect your employee. Don't assume loyalty is automatic. Community remember how they are treated. In today's world, a single incident can go viral within hours. Public trust takes years to build and minutes to lose. Anyway guys, what do you think about this video? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like and share the video to help the channel out. See you in my next video. For now, peace.